Welcome. Hi everyone. Welcome to my new episode of Peter's English podcast. Yes, I know it's too late. It's too late. It's 5 minutes to 1 a.m. Yes, I've been doing something new. I've decided to change the type of my internet, and I want to have optic internet, and thanks to it I can do records in 2K, and for now I'm streaming in full HD, and I'm recording in the 2K. Yes, it was the university of the settings of my free software for streaming and recording via YouTube. But yes, I done it. I'm here. I'm streaming and recording via my free software for it via my YouTube channel, and let's go. In this episode, I want to tell you how to podcast in general. Yes, I've decided to stream and record on my YouTube channel about podcasting. I want to tell you how to podcast in general from the start, after the finishing and uploading the episode. And we can start. Hi everyone, I'm Peter. I'm 34 years old. I like learning English and doing my podcast. I like learning English because it's my hobby. I'm sorry people, I want to live without language barriers. I want to have better paid job. I want to travel everywhere, and I want to have a lot of friends who have the same hobby, that is learning English and doing their own English podcast, because I want to stream with this kind of people who like learning English and doing podcast. I decided, and yes, of course, I like learning. I like watching movies and series in English. I like listening to my favorite English podcasts and audiobooks in English, and I like doing podcast. I decided to do my Peter's English podcast because I like podcasting. It's my hobby. I want to practice my appearance I want to practice my speaking skills in English, and I discovered that it works. Yes, I'm proud of myself that I like learning English and doing my podcast. It's my hobby. And yes, I like writing fairy tales in English, because writing English really can help you improve your writing skills in English. And I like writing my fairy tales in English because I like writing my fairy tales. And yes, of course, don't forget to read and watch my novel Vera the Vampire Girl Diary. It's funny, interesting, and I really recommend you. and for now we have to start with the first step. What is an podcast? Podcast is an audio that you can find in your podcast app, and you can download it and listen. It's the radio show that you can listen to whatever you are doing, and there is a big world of English podcasts that are about every topic. I really recommend you to do it, but this episode is not about listening to an English podcast. I can repeat that an podcast is an audio or radio show that you can listen to whatever you are doing, and we can ask my digital co-host, that is Microsoft Copilot. Welcome, Microsoft Copilot. We can start with the first step. I'm streaming and recording on my YouTube channel right now. We can start with the first step, right? For my audience what's podcast. Now people, we can wait for the message from Microsoft Copilot, and yes, here is. Yes, Peter, your live, your recording, and we're kicking off your episode with step first. What's a podcast? Let's make this intro hit with clarity, warmth, and little late night charm. Yes, because it's too late for this, but okay, who cares? I am vacation, people. Step 1. What is a podcast? Live script for your audience. Hi everyone, welcome to the stream and welcome to this brand new episode of my podcast. Yes, that is for me, but okay. Here is. So let's start with the basics. What is a podcast? A podcast is like your own personal radio show, but better. It's a space where you can speak freely, share your thoughts, tell stories, teach, learn, or just vibe with your audience. No rules, no scripts, unless you want one, and no gatekeepers. You can talk about anything, your favorite hobby, your life experiences, your opinions, your passions. It's audio first, but many creators like me, yes, that is for me, also stream it with video to connect even deeper. The best part, you don't need to be famous. You don't need a studio. You just need a voice, a mic, and something you care about. Podcasting is freedom, it's creativity, it's connection. And tonight we're diving into why it matters and how it can change your life. Yes, that's people, right? Yes. A podcast is like your own personal radio show, but better. Yes, people. Podcast is your own radio show, and it's the radio show that you can listen to on your favorite podcast app, and that's good for you, because I can tell you my opinions. You can. I think the best option for everyone how to practice your appearance and how to practice your speaking skills in English, and how to defend your shyness and learn English in the same time. Do your own English podcast. Yes, of course. As Microsoft Copilot has just written, it create your own radio show in English where you can talk about your hobbies. You can talk about whatever you want, and it doesn't matter. Do not care about the opinions or somewhere else. It's your hobby, your life, and your thing, and I like doing it. I decided to create my own Peter's English podcast because I like doing my podcast. It's my hobby. And what else? Yes, of course, we can start with the Step 2. Yes, we can talk. Yes, of course, I forgotten something. I really recommend you to do full video podcast in full HD or 2K if you have an optic internet, but for all of you, full HD is enough for now, for the start. We can talk about the step 2. We had to wait. Let's roll into step 2 like pro, Peter. You've got your audience warmed up. Now it's time to hit them with something personal and powerful. That's the message from Microsoft Copilot. Step 2. Why your podcast should be about your hobby. Live script for your audience. And here's my advice. Start with your hobby. Why? Because your hobby is your passion. It's the thing you do when no one's watching. It's what lights you up inside. When you talk about something you genuinely love, whether it's gaming, photography, fitness, cooking, tech, or even collecting rare coins, your energy becomes contagious. People feel it. They connect with it. Your hobby is your niche, and in podcasting, niche is power. It helps you attract the right listeners, people who share your interests, who want to learn from you or just vibe with your journey. Plus, you'll never run out of things to say. You already live this stuff. You've got stories, tips, fails, wins, and that's what makes a podcast real. So, if you're thinking about starting your own show, ask yourself, what do I love so much that I could talk about it for hours, even if no one was listening? That's your starting point. That's your goal. Yes, people. This was the message from Microsoft Copilot, and then now opinion. Yes, do your podcast in English about your hobbies. That's the most important thing. When you will do your own English podcast about your hobby in English, you can do it forever. Yes, of course. I don't know why I'm always talking with this. Why I'm using these phrases, of course, but I don't know. I want to tell you that I want to show you that with your own hobbies, and everyone has his own hobby, you can do your podcast about. Podcasting is for everyone who likes learning English, and thanks to it, you can record yourself. You can record yourself for every day. You can practice your speaking skills in English every day, and you can stream and record in the same time every day, and you can practice your English every day, and then you'll see that when you connect doing podcast with practicing your speaking skills, and when you do your own podcast about it, that's the best way, because in this time you are doing something that is interesting, and you can do something big. I'm doing it because it's my hobby. I want to connect with everyone in the world, and I'm practicing my speaking skills in English. I'm recording myself. I'm doing something that is interesting, and I'm building something interesting, and this is my empire, my English empire. This is the word of Microsoft Copilot. I really recommend for everyone, do your own English podcast, because it can be your hobby. And thanks to this option that you can do your English podcast about everything is the most important thing for you. We can continue with the first step. We can chat about the third step. We have to wait. Then we have to wait. Yes, let's go, Peter. Step 3 is where your hobby becomes content. You got the passion. Now let's show your audience how to turn that into actual podcast episodes. Step 3. How to turn your hobby into a podcast episode. Live script for your audience. No. I don't need your help for now. But here is the trick. Think in stories, questions, and tips. Let's say your hobby is gaming. This is only an example. You don't just say I like gaming. You say here's the game that changed how I think. Top 5 mistakes I made in some game. Why I still play retro games and what they taught me. Or maybe you love photography. How I learned to shoot portraits with zero budget. The weirdest place I've ever taken a photo. 3 things I wish I knew before buying my first camera. Your hobby is a goldmine of content. You just need to break it into bite-sized ideas that spark curiosity. And here's a tip. Write down 10 episodes ideas right now. Don't overthink it. Just titles or themes. If you can do that, you got a podcast waiting to happen. Your hobby is just something you do. It's something you can share, teach, and celebrate. That's what makes podcasting so powerful. That was the message from Microsoft Copilot, and now my opinion on how Peter is doing his podcast. Yes, people, you need to write it, but choose free dots or the paid one and create a Word document and write your thoughts into this document and save it. And I'm doing my podcast I'm using the method where I'm thinking about it in my head, and then I write it into the dots document, and I save it F of course. And yes, of course, you can do about your hobby, about your things. When is, I don't know, a gaming, you can stream and play games, or I don't know if it's a photography, you can talk about it in your way. Don't listen Microsoft Copilot, choose your way, of course. And what was the step 4? How to record and end it. Yes, we can choose the 4th step. Perfect. Let's dive into step 4. Recording and editing your podcast. This is where your ideas become real episodes people can actually hear. And don't worry, you don't need a fancy studio to sound great. Recording it simple. Yes, the first step is don't use phone for recording. I want to tell you people my gears for recording my podcast. I'll use my mic, my microphone. Yes, it has cost 100 euro I think, but it doesn't happen. As you can see it now, this is my mic. I have to wait a minute. Now you cannot see it, because I don't know if you can't see it, if it's allowed to see it, but okay. Why not? You can see the name of the company who has created it, and that's all. And yes, of course, where I ended. Yes, I'm here. I'm using my mic, and the second thing, I really recommend you buy your own webcam. I'm using a modern webcam that can record in 4K, but you don't need 4K for now. You can stream and record in full HD or 2K, and I want to stream and 2K, but you can stream and record in full HD. Yes, you need your microphone, you need your webcam, and yes, the third thing is you need a good computer or a good notebook. I'm using a gaming notebook, and why? I'm using a gaming notebook because it's really fast, quick, and the graphic card is really fast, and it's is really fast and good for streaming and recording my podcast. And you can use the graphic card of your notebook or computer for streaming and recording. And yes, of course, the last thing is use free software for streaming and recording. There are a lot of options. Before you hit record, yes, you have to test your recording. I'm not doing it, but okay. You have to find a quiet place for recording because you don't want to record someone else. Yes, this is really important for you. And we can move to to step 5. Yes, we have microphone, we have our good webcam in 4K, and we have perfect gaming notebook for streaming and recording. And now to step 5, how to publish and share your podcast. Choose a hosting platform. Your podcast needs a home, a place to live online so people can stream or download it. Here are some popular options. Yes, I can tell you. I'm using YouTube for my full video podcast. I can tell about YouTube. Yes, but I'm using it for my video podcast, but I don't want to tell you about audio podcast hosting website, because there are a lot of it, and you can use the free options. A free option that I'm using for my video and audio podcast, and you can use it too. But I don't want to tell any names of any companies. You know why. And yes, of course, thanks. Yes, we have to tell something. Yes, we have to tell something about RSS feed. Write something about RSS feed. We cannot forget this. It is important for you. Absolutely, Peter. The RSS feed is the secret sauce behind podcast distribution. Let's break it down in a way that makes sense for your audience and your show. What is an RSS feed in podcasting? RSS stands for really simple syndication, and it's exactly that, a simple way to send your podcast episodes to platforms automatically. Think of it like this. Your podcast is the train, your episodes are the cargo, and the RSS feed is the railway track that delivers your content to stations where your listeners are waiting. What's inside an RSS feed? It's a special XML file that includes podcast title and description, episode titles and audio filings, cover art, categories and tags, and publish dates. Every time you upload a new episode, your hosting platform updates this file and podcast apps fetch the new info automatically. Why you need one? Without an RSS feed, your podcast won't show up in directories. Listeners won't get automatic updates. You'll miss out on growth and visibility. With an RSS feed, you publish once and it appears everywhere. Listeners can subscribe and get notified. You're professional and organized. Yes, and now I want to talk about my thoughts about it. What is an RSS feed? Every podcast hosting website can create your unique RSS feed that you need for sending the whole information about your podcast, about your episodes, about your audio, and it sends this information to every podcast app where people can listen to your show everywhere. Without it, you cannot send your audio files. You cannot send your audio episode anywhere. It's very important. And I was reading the information from Microsoft Copilot, yes, of course, and then I've told you my opinion. And yes, of course, with an RSS feed, you cannot send your the information about your podcast anywhere, and people cannot listen your podcast. And with RSS feed, yes, of course, RSS feed can send the actualized or updated information about all your new episodes to the podcast apps, and it's really important. And now, what now? I think that yes, I can. I was preparing this episode with Microsoft Copilot. Yes, of course. I don't know why I'm talking about yes, of course. But okay. How to publish and share. We can continue with the step 5. Perfect, Peter. Let's keep rolling with step 5. Publishing and sharing your podcast, and now we'll include the RSS feed as part of the live script. At first, you choose a hosting platform. These platforms do publishing and sharing your podcast. Yes, this is about this. Choose a Choose a hosting platform. Here are a lot of hosting platforms, and you can choose the free one. Then your podcast platform creates your unique RSS feed. Thanks to it, you can send the information about your podcast, about your episodes, about everything, about about everything that is about your podcast to your audience, to the podcast apps. Yes, every time you upload a new episode, your RSS feed updates, and boom, your listeners get it automatically. And when you has done it, promote your episode. Tips. Post on social media with a catchy title and thumbnail. Use hashtags. Share a short clip of quote from the episodes. Ask your audience to comment, share, and subscribe. This is people very important. Promoting is important, but don't do it because you want to create a big group of people, a big group of your audience, because you cannot change it. You are doing a podcast because you like it, and you don't doing it because you want to have a big audience. You cannot do something with it. Don't care if you have a small audience or if you have a big audience. Don't care about it. And now I think the step 6. Yes, how podcasting helps your learning English. Yes, we can move to step 6. Yes, step 6 is where things get personal and powerful, because podcasting isn't just around sharing your voice. It's also a brilliant way to learn and improve your English. Step 6. How podcasting helps you learn English. You practice speaking. Every time you record, you're practicing pronunciation, rhythm, and fluency. You learn how to express ideas clearly. You get more confident with your voice. You start thinking in English more naturally. It's like having a conversation but with the whole world. You improve writing skills. Planning your episodes helps you write better. You write outlines, scripts, and descriptions. You learn new vocabulary and grammar. You organize your thoughts in English. It's not just speaking, it's storytelling. You train your listening. Editing your podcast means listening to yourself, and that's powerful. You hear your mistakes and fix them. You notice your accent and improve it. You become more aware of how English sounds. You became your own teacher, and that's the best kind. You build real communication skills. Podcasting is about connecting, and that means learning how to communicate. You learn to speak with emotion and clarity. You get feedback from listeners. You grow your full confidence in real conversation. It's not just English, it's connection. You learn be doing. Forget textbooks. Podcasting is learning in real life. You make mistakes and learn from them. You get better with every episode. You become fluent by creating, not just consuming. People, as you can see, this information found by Microsoft Copilot. It's very interesting, very good, and I can do. No, wait a minute. It's true, and I can do it too, because I don't do it, but I can do it because I use the help of Microsoft Copilot or other AI chatbots. But yes, of course, you can learn from AI chatbots. That's good too, I think. But yes, when you do podcasting every day or regularly, you can really improve your speaking skills in English. And when you write, you don't need to write scripts. You can do podcasts without preparing, but you can write your own stories, fairy tale, whatever you want, because you have to practice your writing too, and you can simply kill two things. Yes, of course, I was thinking that you can do two things. You can do podcast, you can practice your speaking skills, and you can practice writing. Your writing, you can write your own stories in English that can be about everything, and who knows, you can be a good author too, a good novelist. Why not? Everything is possible. And what else? Yes, I think that I haven't tell you about promoting. You have to promote your podcast on social media, and that's it. And yes, we can move to the last step. We can move to the last step. Let's bring it home, Peter. You created, recorded, published, and even used podcasting to boost your English. Now it's time for step 7. Step 7. How to grow your podcast audience. Know your audience. Start by knowing who you're talking to. Are they English learners, entrepreneurs, gamers? What problems do they have? What kind of content do they love? When you speak directly to someone's word, they'll keep coming back. Be consistent. Consistency builds trust. Release episodes on a regular schedule, weekly, bi-weekly, etc. Keep your format familiar. Intro, content, outro. Stay active on social media between episodes. If people know when to expect you, they'll show up. Promotes. Smart. Don't just post. Engage. Share clips, quotes, and behind the scenes moments. Use platforms like Instagram, TikTok, Line, LinkedIn, and YouTube Shorts. Collaborate with other podcasters or creators. Promotion isn't shooting. It's starting conversations. Give value. People don't just want entertainment, they want value. Teach something, inspire action, make them feel understood. If your podcast helps people grow, that helps you grow. Build a community. Your audience isn't just listeners, they're your tribe. Ask questions and respond to comments. Create a space for feedback and ideas. Celebrate your listeners, shoutouts, QI polls. Podcasting is a two-way street, and that's where the magic happens. Final words. Podcasting isn't just about talking. It's about connecting, learning, and growing. Whatever you're doing it to improve your English, share your story, or build a brand, your voice matters. So keep going, keep creating, and keep speaking. This was the message from Microsoft Copilot et al. My thoughts, my words, my sentences. I agree with Microsoft Copilot. Thanks to creating your own English podcast about your own hobbies in English, you can do a regular English podcast. Thanks to it, you can really improve your speaking skills in English. You can improve your writing skills, because when you are writing your own stories in English, you can improve your writing, and that's important too. Promote it on social media, or you can teach something. Yes, of course, when you know something, you can teach it. And build a community. Yes, I agree. Thanks to podcast, you can create your own community, your own tribe. Yes, your own tribe, and that's good. You can thanks to podcasting, you can found a community of people with the same hobby, that is learning English, and that's great, I think. And final words. Wait a minute. We can speak again about YouTube, and that's it. We can speak about YouTube now. Right, people have to create a podcast playlist in your YouTube channel, and how to add the RSS feed to your podcast playlist on YouTube. I hope that Microsoft Copilot can answer the question. Yes, absolutely, Peter. YouTube has become a major platform for podcasters, and now with its podcast features and RSS feed integration, it's easier than ever to publish and grow your show there. Let's walk your audience through it and step by step. How to create a podcast playlist on your YouTube channel. Step by step in YouTube Studio. Go to YouTube Studio. Log into your channel. Click Create New Podcast. Set up your podcast playlist. Choose create a new podcast or set an existing playlist as a podcast. Add title, description, square thumbnail, important for YouTube Music, visibility public, unlisted, private. Add episodes. Upload new videos or add existing ones from your channel. Make sure each video is a full episode, not shorts or clips. Organize your playlist. Sort episodes by release date. Use clear titles and consider formatting. Publish. Once your playlist is ready, hit publish. Your podcast will now appear on YouTube and YouTube Music. How to add your RSS feed to YouTube Studio. If you already host your podcast on some platforms, step-by-step RSS feed integration. Not people, this is important. Go to YouTube Studio. Click Create New Podcast or an existing podcast. Choose Submit RSS feed. Pass your RSS feed URL from your podcast hosting platform. Accept YouTube's terms of service. Verify ownership. YouTube sends a code to the email linked to your RSS feed. Enter the code to verify. Choose episodes to upload. You can upload all past episodes or just new ones. YouTube will create static image videos using your podcast artwork. Set visibility. Choose whatever episodes are public, unlisted, or private by default. Publish. One process, your podcast will appear on YouTube and YouTube Music. Here is a great tutorial. Yes, there are a lot of tutorials how to do it on YouTube. And my thoughts, my sentences, how to create your YouTube channel. At first, if you want to change your YouTube channel into your podcast, create the new podcast playlist, or choose an existing one. Add but wait a minute. You have to add your RSS feed from your podcast hosting website, and then you have to verify your ownership. That means you have to add your phone number and your ID. And why? Because YouTube wants to verify you. And I recommend you to do it, because then when your YouTube channel is verified, you can add a lot of new episodes of your podcast without any problems. And this next step, choose episodes to upload. I really recommend you to upload all of your audio episodes that YouTube changes it into video episodes, because it uses static image for your every audio episode, and that's good. People can listen to all your audio podcast on your YouTube channel, and you can add to your podcast playlist your video podcast, and people can see your videos, and that's great. And you have your full podcast, and I think YouTube is a great place for your audio podcast and for your video podcast. And publish it. That's it, people. I have enough. I'll be streaming for 44 minutes. I hope I've told you everything about podcast for this podcast, and I want to tell you about my my thoughts. I like doing this podcast. I like doing Peter's English podcast. It's my hobby, and you cannot judge me because it's my hobby, my thing. Do not care about me because it's my life. But when you like my work, my content, you can write me, but please, polite. I don't have time because I'm thinking about my podcast, and I want to stream and record for every day because I like podcasting. And yes, of course, I can. I cannot. Yes, I have to tell you about writing. Write your own stories in English. You can use your imagination, and you can write your own stories about everything. You can create your own character, and you can create your own novel in English. And when you are writing your own stories, you are doing something interesting that you like, as I'm doing it, and you can to connect it to the and you can connect it with the writing that is important, because you are writing something interesting and you can share it with everyone, and your novel, and you can publish it on your podcast. I really recommend you. I'm doing it with my novel. We have the Vampire Girls Diary that you can read and watch on my YouTube, and read on my website on Wattpad or something like that. And you have to do it. Yes, we have to talk about it with Microsoft Copilot. I was talking about it with my words. Right? Why is writing your own stories in English the best way for practicing your writing skills in English? And thanks to your podcast, you can publish it on your podcast. I have a problem with my voice. Now we can continue. Absolutely, Peter. This is a beautiful message to share with your audience. Let's turn it into a powerful segment for your podcast, or a post that inspires your listeners to start writing and sharing their own stories. Why writing your own stories in English is the best way to practice your writing skills. If you want to improve your writing in English, there's one method that beats all the rest. Write your own stories. Here's why. First step, you think in English. When you write a story, you're not just translating, you're creating. You're choosing words, building sentences, and shaping ideas in English. It forces your brain to work in the language, not around it. The second thing, you write with emotion. Your own stories come from your life, your imagination, your experiences. That means your writing is real, not just grammar exercises. You care about what you're saying, and that makes your writing stronger. You learn by doing. You make mistakes, and that's good. You discover new vocabulary, test sentence structures, and learn what works. Every story you write is a lesson in fluency. You share thoughts your podcast. Thanks to your podcast, you don't just write, you publish. You read your stories aloud, share them with the world, and get feedback. It's not just practice, it's performance, and that builds confidence like nothing else. 5 step, you inspire others. When you write and share your stories, you show others what's possible. You prove that learning English isn't about perfection, it's about expression. Your podcast becomes a platform for creativity, growth, and connection. So, if you're learning English, don't just study, create. Write your stories, share your voice, and let your podcast be the place where your words come alive. Yes, I agree with the Microsoft Copilot. Thanks to writing your own stories in English and publishing it on your own English podcast, you can improve your writing skills. You can activate your passive English vocabulary, and you can create something interesting from your life. Or you can use your imagination, and you can publish it. And who knows? Maybe it can be something successful. You can be New Tolkien. Who knows? Do it. Write it. It's really interesting for me. I like writing my own fairy tales in English, and I like sharing it on my podcast. And that's it, I think. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Keep learning English. Keep doing your podcast.